All right, today we're doing a Under the Color of MS podcast episode. Don't have too much to talk about this week, so I came across the graphic novel book I was using on my audio podcast to fill in some space on the previews, episodes, and stuff. So I had a little bit of it left yet that I never got to, so I was just kind of gonna do a rundown, see if there's anything interesting in here. It's basically some of the greatest graphic novels that you can find. You got the Acme Novelty Library. Is It primarily makes use of two presentational styles. Firstly, many pages bear huge fake ads advertising services which don't exist. These fa ads advertise services to disconnect you from others or to discourage you from having the life ruiner that is children. These ads are at their lightest black comedy, and at their darkest, they're damning indictments of our increasingly disconnected society. Also features huge comics reminiscence of archaic comics such as the Katzenjammer Kids, Popeye, the Little Me, and Little Nemo. So, interesting art going on in there. But, yeah, never heard of that one. Never heard of this one either. The X'd Out Trilogy. Yeah, pig fetuses, creepy tight Tintin masks, douchebag lizard men, a hive full of women pregnant with giant speckled eggs. To anyone familiar with Black Hole, it should come as no surprise that its author would create a new story full of the bold and the bizarre. These look very interesting. These I definitely want to pick out if I come across. You got some weird worm type creature that they're playing with and stuff. Yeah, it's like Logic Comics, yeah, animals type ones, Lost and Found. Archie marries. Archie gets married? No, he doesn't, because we're just finding out now in the latest previews catalog. You're able to order to find out which Betty or Veronica or who Archie's going to end up with. But Betty or Veronica? It's a decades-old question for Archie Andrews, who has been caught in a near menage a trois since before most of us were born. Will our plucky everyman end up with Betty, the wholesome, supportive girl next door, or Veronica, the rich, worldly, and narcissistic dream girl? In Archie Marries, audiences finally get their answer, and the answer is parallel timelines. They're going to give you both results. But yeah, I'd like to. I have not checked those out, but now that they have the new results between them out, I'm curious about the old ones, what they ended up doing with that story back then. This one's okay. How can this? I'm confused. Okay, I gotta find out about this one. Palomar, the Heartbreak Soup Stories. No, that's not it. It's WE3. Okay, that makes sense. Animals as test subjects are seen as an unfortunately crucial element to science. Heroic animals such as Leica give their lives in the name of progress, and while their sacrifices help save lives, there's always that larger moral question underlying such research. If these animals had the power and awareness to choose their own fates, would they choose this? In WA3, we see that the answer is a resounding no. Bandit, Tinker, and Pirate, otherwise known as 1, 2, and 3, are the subjects of a secret government experiment to turn animals into cybernetic military weapons. When the trio is about to be decommissioned in favor of less unsavory projects, their guilt ridden caretaker gives them a chance at freedom and they pounce on it. But the reason that caught my eye is because we got this big gorilla, the dog, which almost looks like Cosmo. We got the rabbit that looks like our oh damn it, what is it? Something something GI. Our Hops character from damn it, from what that storyline. I really love the storyline. I like the characters. I like the Hops character. I like the turtle character and all that. It's animals that were test subjects that ended up getting special abilities and weaponry added onto their bodies. Actually, that one's big one's not a gorilla. That's more like a big old mastiff type dog head sticking out of there. But yeah, Black Hops is the storylines that I got the one shots of, but I can't think of the name of all the other characters laid out in it. I got Fred the Clown, Robert Landridge. Looks like some artwork that I've seen before, but has that Crumb style feel to it. Fred the Clown is damn weird. It's also a smart parody of traditional comics and early film, among other things. But man, is it strange. Was Fred the Clown real? You'll wonder as you read through this fictional history, a lot of these comics aren't really funny. Not ha-ha funny, anyway. You'll muse after reading one of the Fred the Clown's bleak adventures. What's the deal with these fake ads? Are they fake? You'll think as you browse page after page of comics and advertisements. Now we got Leica here. After hearing about Leica, Leica was the dog that went to space, which is messed up about that. So cruel, sticking animals in a spaceship and sending them off into space, never being able to leave the spaceship, and they're gonna die in space. And so, you really, what's the whole purpose of sending them up there? Uh, yeah, understanding comics, the invisible art in making comics, storytelling secrets of comics, manga, and graphic novels by Scott McCloud. That looks like about it. So yeah, finally got through that. You can donate that to a little free library. But another variety of interesting things we talked about. Speaking of books that I checked out, I'm not going to read anything from here because this day and age, a lot of it's inappropriate. So I won't won't push for it. But I read the Sanford and Son book, and I watched a few episodes of Sanford and Son again. Started back in the beginning. The beginning of the show, his son was really a major dick to him. But old Red just, and like season 2 and stuff was more comedic. But yeah, season 1, it starts out pretty harsh with his son just on him, constantly just belittling him. And it's like, dude, he's like 90 years old. Let the guy retire and enjoy himself. I like how they did this because it's basically clips from the show. And it's basically what they were talking about on the show. So you're not really getting nothing new from it. But yeah, it's fun watching the band, checking out the banter between the father and son, just in their junkyard, their salvage yard type environment. But yeah, I'll probably. I might keep that in my collection. I was thinking about giving it to another little free library, but we'll see what happens. Uh, Checked out. Oh, there was that Occupation, which was an Australian alien invasion movie that I checked out, which actually was pretty decent. Had some people in it that I knew from other things, and then I noticed that they had Occupation Rainfall, which is the second movie, and it ends with an easy third movie being able to be made out of that. I don't know if they did it yet or not. I didn't see it in available for me to put in my watch list. Um, I believe I watched that off Amazon, and the second one had Ken Jun. Ken Jun. Uh, oh, seem racist. I'm just gonna say the Ken from the Community Show, stand-up comedian that was an actual doctor back in the day, but he's on in this one, makes an appearance. Kind of a really funny appearance because he's kind of working with a goofy alien that he's hanging out with and stuff, and they're hiding out. Just keep an eye on things, have control of government satellites and stuff. But yeah, big alien invasion. Second movie went into round two of the invasion, gets a little deeper into it. Get to see our characters and our freedom fighters groups, how they're working together, how they get some of the aliens to start working with them on the good side. It's like, work with us, and then you can definitely stay on our planet, and we can live like equals. And of course, you got all the humans and the aliens that are against that, so they're all just trying to destroy everybody else. You find out how the aliens came to find out about our planet and all that stuff. Second one, I liked it. I liked it because it isn't so controversial as American style movies. It's like all these ones that I've been watching from these other countries are more sensible. Like, let's actually work together and maybe get out of this safe. And yeah, they do have the um, the arguing factions on both sides against each other, and that both sides killing each other, and that little bits of that, but not like we do in the human form, where the whole movie ends up being about the humans fighting and arguing with each other, and very little alien activity focusing on the aliens. They focus more on themselves and arguing with each other all the time. It's just stupid. That's why you don't need to keep breeding. We got too many idiots in this world. Let's start weeding them out before we start making more. Uh, but yeah, that was. If you're looking for an aliens versus Earthlings movie, a different style one, that was a decent one. I liked it. I'll definitely check out the third movie if it is out there or does come out soon. Uh, Me and my wife have been vegging on Father Brown again. There's another new season, like 13 or whatever, that we haven't seen, so we've been vegging out on that on the BBC. Father Brown always cracked me up because you got this old priest that is around all these people that get murdered all the time, and he just sits there and watches them as they're dying. Like just waiting to read them last rites, and not trying to help them or anything. Just, you're gonna die, so I'm gonna watch you die. Keep an eye out for any clues of why you're dying or who did it. But yeah, he just happens to always be around when someone's passing away. Uh, yeah, that's a BBC style show. So that's through the British channels. Action figure adventure. I can't remember. I want to say it was on Amazon also or Paramount. But it was a guy going around. It's only like I want to say six episodes, or eight, something like that. But he's going around. He's putting $5,000 up to go around to a bunch of different toy stores, buy certain toys from the 70s, 80s, 90s that he can put at auction, and all the profits are going to a children's cancer research type thing or something like that, which really confused me because you find out in like episode 2, I think it is, his ma has like Alzheimer's or dementia, and I'm guessing him and her talked about it, and she went to a home, and then her home she gave to him, and him and his wife moved in and took over that home. But then she's in a home, and he's constantly talking about her and how him and her used to travel around to all the comic shops and stuff. Just how depressed he is about where she is and how he feels bad that he's taking over her home while she's in a home. And it's like, well, you know, if you're able to go around state to state, country to country, whatever, looking for toys for an auction for kids cancer type thing, you would think if you're going to do something like that, you'd do it for dementia and Alzheimer's research. Put the money towards that because that's what's affecting you family wise. He doesn't have no kids. So I'm all for helping the kids with cancer over the elderly. But yeah, it just kind of surprised me that he's talking about her and everything that's going on, but yet he's donating to a different cause. Just seemed weird to me. And then sadly, his whole experience ended right when the COVID crap started. And so the original auction they had set up got canceled because of that. And then he tried some other avenues. And then in the long run, ends up doing the sale over eBay, which I would have never done. That was a huge waste. I would have contacted, what is their name? Hanson's or something like that, or Hanks. You can find it in any previews catalog. You'll see them in a lot of other comic catalogs and stuff. It's a auction company that works worldwide, and they could have easily put the auctions on a virtual auction and done it that route. And I guarantee you, he would have got a lot more money than what he got by doing it through eBay. Yeah, he did it through the eBay auction style where they have the live auction and everything. But I never hear about these things. I don't know about these auctions. I didn't know about it until I watched this show. And if they have these eBay live auctions, I've been on eBay for what, 20 years selling on there. I don't know nothing about these live auctions. So if I don't know about it, I guarantee a lot of other people don't know about it, and you're not going to see the advertising for it. 'Cause I never see no advertising about any big comic action figure toy sale coming up through eBay. You would think you'd hear about stuff like that, especially when a lot of the stuff you buy is related to that stuff. It would, it would probably fall into an algorithm of some sorts that want to contact people that have bought items relating to that stuff in the past, and that would only make sense. You send out all these other stupid emails that are useless shit that I never check out. Why not send us something that's worth the shit? And that reflects on our past purchase history. And it's like, it could be a surprise to us, and you actually get more bidders that way. I would have totally watched that auction and checked out, see where things went for. But 'cause there were a couple things I would have probably bid on. Yeah, not sure how that all works through eBay, but that's the route he went, and he lost his ass because of it. And yeah, they got like I think $5,000, 4,000 something to donate towards the kids or whatever. But he had a lot of things that were donated to him, a lot of things that he picked up that sold on eBay less than what he paid for. So yeah, that'll bite you in the ass. I would have done it through Hanks or whatever that company is. Uh, Even though it was during the COVID times, everybody was cooped up, nothing else to do. There were a lot of people spending money online, so a live auction would have been perfect for something like that. Uh, Finally got to check out Kung Fu Panda 4. Loved it. Not as great as 1 and 2, but still a fun movie. I like the new character that's in the little fox character. She was a lot of fun. I have a feeling we're going to start seeing her a lot in the future at movies, or it's going to transfer over to her instead of Poe. Who knows? But it was fun seeing those characters together. Uh, and then checked out If. I was really looking forward to that movie because at the movie theater, every time I seen a preview for it, it was just all the fun, goofy parts. Well, then you watch the movie, they don't tell you anything. It might be a little heartwarming, heartbreaking. It starts out with a dad that's dying in the hospital. I'm guessing cancer. They don't really focus on it or nothing. He's laying in bed trying to keep her spirits up, and yet she's constantly talking about having to prepare for him passing and all this stuff. So it kind of hits some depressing points. And there's another kid in a hospital bed that she runs into, and she kind of goes to see him every day. And so you're expecting either the dad or the kid, something bad's gonna happen. And it's like, oh, really? We're going this route? Can't we couldn't just focus on the imaginary friends? I mean, all the characters are so many fun ones and stuff. And I do like the twist that they did with the one character that the kid invented that in his childhood that's invisible. Uh, they did a nice little twist with that towards the end, but I just, yeah, I was looking forward to such a fun, goofy movie, and then you get half to 3/4 of the movie is all this heartfelt shit. That was just a bummer. It's like, I get it, you got to talk about it in this day and age, but don't show me previews of just the fun stuff and then hit me in the face right off the bat at the start of the movie of someone laying in a hospital bed. It's like, oh, what the hell? Right away, I wanted to stop it, but I'm like, Ryan Reynolds and the big blue imaginary character, I just had to see more of them, so I stuck it out. It was a it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. A little bit of a tearjerker. It was a little bit of heartfelt stuff, but yeah, it was all right. All right. Stanley Cup. If you don't know, Florida Panthers 2 years in a row make it to the Stanley Cup. Finally win a Stanley Cup this year. They're another one off the. You can take off the list now of teams that didn't get a Stanley Cup yet. I think there's only like 11 of them left, 10 or 11. But wasn't really impressed. It was not a fun Stanley Cup. It wasn't hard playing, interesting games. I mean, the first 3 games Panthers took, they were close games, and then games 4 and 5. Edmonton won by a big, big point gap, and then it takes them all the way up to Game 7, and then the Panthers win it. I think they win it by 2. It was like 3-5 or something like that. Uh, but yeah, things like that, you can almost basically, for the people out there that feel that it's all set up, basically wrestling on ice, wrestling with a football, wrestling with a baseball, the sports are basically the outcomes are known. That's why uh, the Vegas money lines are where they're at, and how they never lose their ass, and we all lose our ass by betting on it. It's all set up that way, but that would be just, you couldn't. There'd be too many people you'd have to have keeping that from everybody else. But yeah, it just makes you feel like it, because it's like, really, we have 3 close games, then a couple huge gaps by like 6 point difference, and then it goes all the way to that 7th game, no matter what. And it's like they always push it through. It's like a money grab. But yeah, it was just not. It just felt like regular season. Didn't feel like Stanley Cup to me at all. But then I decided finally to sit down and watch the 3 seasons of Shoresy. That is a really fun show. If you're a hockey fan, if you like Slapshot, the Hanson brothers, all the characters from all the fun hockey films, it's worth checking out. A lot of brutal fights every episode, uh, all kinds of sexual imagery and stuff like that. But yeah, just Shoresy, he's constantly swearing, constantly cussing, constantly giving people shit. But I don't mind it. It's his accent or something. I can live with him doing it. And then I find out at the end of the third season that the Shoresy character is from the Letterkenny show, which I have in my watch list, but I've yet to check it out. So now I think I'm going to go back and start watching that now. Find out a little bit more about Shoresy. But yeah, it was a fun. They did a great job with all 3 seasons. Kind of ended season 3 with, this is like chapter 1. Come back for chapter 2, and we'll see what happens. I'm not going to give it away, but yeah, I like the route that they went with it. It could be a lot of fun. Another series with that. So I'm hoping they do it. I would assume so. It was popular enough that the Shoresy character got his own show from another show. So usually that tells you right there. It'll hold its own for a while. But I am definitely looking forward. I hope a lot of the characters that are on the team in the first chapter are also back for the second chapter. See what happens. But I I ended up liking everybody in there. There was no one on that team or in that show that I couldn't couldn't stand dealing with seeing. So that's definitely worth checking it out if you're a fan of hockey. Goofy shit, beat 'em up style, old school hockey, the way hockey was meant to be played, and sadly isn't. And you're scoring more nowadays, but we're not seeing the hits like we used to. A lot of fights, but not as many. But that's it for now. We got a half hour, and I didn't think we'd get that in, but that will work. Can't think of anything else really going on. Just trying to do yard work, get shit done in between the heat waves. It's that time of year, 4th of July coming up and everything. So nothing special planned, but we'll see what happens. So keep falling under the Color Love MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us likes. Go Crimson Skull Comic Club, and we will get back to you again soon with lots more stuff, one way or another. Who knows what's going to come out? Talk to you later. Bye.